this historic moment, just 2 weeks after those quotas were abolished, and as the sector adjusts to the new reality and looks to seize the opportunities that it opens up.
I think that in the new situation, we all have more responsibility. Stakeholders, producers, traders, farmers, they have more freedom, but at the same time they have more responsibility to read correctly market signals. So the balance of the market will now be largely in your hands.
And now we have the freedom to build the best recipe for the consumer. And I think that's very important to tell. Some people may think that glucose syrups are cheaper than sugar. If you look at the market today, it's not true. Just for information, because people think, oh, okay, they are looking for it. No, I think more important it is what can you provide to the consumer.
We can produce what the market demands, and we can produce where the market demands.
But for policymakers, this freedom should be combined with the responsibility to ensure a worldwide level playing field, so that within the EU there's room for a flourishing starch and isoglucose sector and a flourishing sugar beet sector, safeguarding existing jobs and creating new ones.
What is the qualities of isoglucose? We think it can be used as a full-fledged alternative to sugar in many food applications. It's liquid, it doesn't crystallize, it blends well, it has some very specific functional properties, not to forget, in terms of texture, formation, flavor, and so on.
The metabolism of glucose and fructose obtained from digestion from whatever food source is always the same. So any concern that sugar digestion is totally different or isoglucose digestion is totally different in terms of body and metabolism is purely untrue. If that's the case, then also consumption-related effects on health are similar. There is no difference.
If it really is a matter of replacing one kind of sugar with another kind, convince them with facts, with science, with data, but don't forget to win the hearts of people too. And that means, for example, to keep working with the food industry to bring down sugar levels, overall sugar levels in processed foods, especially for children.
Our industry has taken this commitment to reduce sugar. And so indeed we had measured between 2000 and 2015 that we had reduced by 12% the sugar content in average in our products. And we have taken the commitment to reduce it by a further 10% between 2015 and 2020. And I think one of the key issues when it comes to reformulation and as well as sugar reduction is also reaching a critical mass.
Do we believe indeed that the market is now going to be flooded by isoglucose? We don't believe that the consumption of sugars in general is going to increase.
Over the last 5 years, there has been about a 12% reduction of sugars in food and beverage. This will continue. The industry strives for reaching 20% by 2020 reduction. Liberation of the quota and unlimited export will not necessarily mean that this will result in unlimited consumption.
Starch Europe is not only starch. We are collaboration, we are competitiveness, we're innovation, we're sustainability. It is true that with the increased flexibility that we basically increase the competitiveness of our industry. We basically need to comply with the different consumer needs, and we also need to balance that with society goals, like sustainable and resource-efficient production model. Today was a memorable day. And you need to realize for our industry, the starch industry in Europe, after 50 years of the sugar quota, they finally got lifted as from 1st October. And this was the very first time that members from the industry, but also from outside, members from the European Parliament, other stakeholders, from consumers, and so on, were here together. And it was very good. It was a very good moment at a certain moment of time to pause and say, hey, what does that mean for us?